Stress is a universal experience, a response hardwired into our biology, designed to keep us alert, alive, and adaptable. It originally evolved to help humans face danger, to run from a predator, survive a storm, or confront life-threatening challenges. Today, those threats look different. Unpaid bills, overwhelming workloads, emotional wounds, social media pressure. But our bodies still respond the same way. The difference is that modern stress often lingers. Instead of flaring up and passing, it simmers under the surface, building into exhaustion, disconnection, and even illness. If we're not aware, stress becomes an invisible force that quietly takes over our lives. At its essence, stress is any demand that requires us to adapt. It's not always negative. In fact, short bursts of stress can push us to grow, perform, or transform. But when we don't allow the body and mind to reset, stress becomes chronic. That's when it starts damaging our systems, our body, mind, and spirit. There are several types of stress that show up in our lives, often overlapping. Acute stress is the most common and immediate form. It shows up when something unexpected happens. A car cuts you off in traffic, your boss gives you an urgent deadline, or you argue with a loved one. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, and adrenaline rushes through your system. These moments pass quickly, and the body typically returns to balance once the situation resolves. Acute stress isn't always harmful. It can motivate quick thinking, fast action, or a breakthrough. But too much of it, too often, leaves you feeling jittery, reactive, and on edge. Chronic stress, on the other hand, builds slowly over time. It's tied to circumstances that feel stuck, like staying in a job you hate, living in financial instability, or navigating a long-term illness. Because it becomes the new normal, many people don't even recognize they're under chronic stress. But it eats away at the body and mind. Chronic stress often shows up as fatigue, frequent colds, high blood pressure, digestive issues, or a lingering sense of heaviness. Over time, it dulls your spirit and clouds your vision. Or episodic, acute stress is when acute stress becomes a habit. You're constantly rushing, overcommitted, and expecting something to go wrong. People with this pattern often describe themselves as stressed out, irritable, or overwhelmed. They might suffer from migraines, heart palpitations, or mood swings. It's like the body's stress response button gets stuck in the on position. Traumatic stress is the deepest and most complex form. It's rooted in major, often life-threatening experiences like accidents, abuse, war, natural disasters, or violent loss. The nervous system becomes locked in survival mode, and the brain continues to perceive danger long after it's gone. Traumatic stress can lead to PTSD, emotional numbness, flashbacks, and a deep sense of disconnection from the world and self. Healing this kind of stress requires a gentle, trauma-informed approach, one that honors the body's pace, the soul's pain, and the sacredness of reintegration. When stress hits, our brain sends signals to the endocrine system, which releases a mix of hormones that influence nearly every organ. Cortisol is one of the main players, often called the stress hormone. It gets a bad reputation, but it has a purpose. Cortisol helps us manage energy, maintain blood sugar levels, and reduce inflammation. In small doses, it sharpens focus and fuels endurance. But when stress is ongoing, cortisol stays elevated, and that's when problems arise. It starts breaking down muscle tissue, storing belly fat, disrupting sleep, weakening immunity, and interfering with memory. Emotionally, high cortisol leads to irritability, anxiety, and even depression. Adrenaline kicks in quickly during stress. It causes the heart to race, the lungs to expand, and muscles to prepare for movement. You become hyper-alert, ready for action. While that's helpful in a true emergency, too much adrenaline can lead to anxiety attacks, high blood pressure, shallow breathing, and chronic restlessness. People running on adrenaline often feel wired but tired, jittery on the outside, depleted on the inside. Norepinephrine, similar to adrenaline, fine-tunes alertness and helps us respond quickly. It increases focus and blood flow to the brain. But when released too often, it contributes to insomnia, difficulty concentrating, and mood instability. Over time, the nervous system becomes overstimulated, leading to burnout. These hormonal surges don't just stay in the body. They ripple into our relationships, choices, creativity, and sense of purpose. Physically, stress manifests as tension, inflammation, and disease. You may experience headaches, digestive issues, muscle pain, low libido, or a weakened immune response. Many chronic illnesses, from heart disease to autoimmune conditions, are deeply linked to unprocessed stress. Mentally, stress impairs clarity, decision-making, and memory. Fuels worry, racing, thoughts, and mental exhaustion. Over time, it erodes confidence and makes even small tasks feel overwhelming. Emotionally, it disconnects us from our core. We may feel more reactive, defensive, or numb. Unexpressed emotions like grief, anger, or fear get trapped, leading to internal pressure and mood swings. Spiritually, stress distances us from presence, peace, and purpose. When the nervous system is in survival mode, we lose access to intuition, creativity, and higher guidance. We might feel lost, spiritually stuck, or like we're just going through the motions. To address physical stress, we must give the body what it needs to reset. Gentle movement like yoga, walking in nature, stretching, or mindful dancing helps release built-up tension. Breathwork, especially slow, deep, diaphragmatic breathing, calms the nervous system and lowers cortisol. Practices like cold plunges, sauna sessions, massage therapy, or acupuncture help stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest state. To reduce mental stress, simplify your environment and routines. Turn off notifications, create space between tasks, and take technology breaks. Journaling helps untangle swirling thoughts and reveal deeper truths. Meditation, even for 5 minutes a day, allows the mind to pause and reset. Prioritizing good sleep, hydration, and nutrition also creates a stronger mental foundation. To process emotional stress, we need safe containers to feel and express. This might include working with a therapist, speaking openly with a trusted friend, or creating space for tears, laughter, or sacred anger. Emotional release rituals, art, sound healing, and inner child work can also help. The key is to meet your emotions with compassion instead of shame. To clear spiritual stress, return to what reconnects you. Spend time in nature, pray, meditate, attend ceremony, or simply sit in stillness and ask your higher self what is needed. When we reconnect with something greater than ourselves, whether it's spirit, source, God, or the universe, we remember who we really are, beyond the stress, beyond the story. The goal isn't to eliminate all stress. That's not realistic or even necessary. The goal is to build awareness and resilience, so stress becomes a signal, not a sentence. Every stressful moment holds a message about boundaries, growth, purpose, or healing. When we learn to listen, stress becomes a doorway, not a wall. Living beyond stress means stepping into alignment with our true self, not just managing symptoms, but living from a place of wholeness. When we nourish our nervous system, create safe inner space, and stay grounded in spirit, we become more capable of handling life's ups and downs with grace. And the more peace we create within, the more we radiate that peace outward, healing not just ourselves, but the collective as well. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That simple act helps this message reach more people who are seeking the same kind of real, grounded connection. You can also visit my website at beonewithme.com for more content that supports growth of the mind, body, and spirit. And before you go, remember this: a smile can make someone's day, and the right words may change their life. So let's be those people. Let's walk with humility, joy, and presence. Hit that thumbs up, drop a comment, share your journey. We're in this together. Be one with me.